All right. Welcome to Compost class live tonight, part of Homestead Kickoff Week. I'm so thrilled to be with you. I'm pinning our comment here to the very top. We are doing a live giveaway tonight. So if you're watching live, you are in the right spot. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Where are you all from? Where are you watching from tonight? I'm so thrilled to be with you. If we don't know each other yet, my name is Natalie, and I started this thing called Hey It's a Good Life 7 years ago. Do we have any OGs up in the house? Let me know if you're with me. I have been here for quite some time, done lots of different things. What's up, SoCal? Southwest Colorado, Flagstaff, Arizona. Love it. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And I started this thing called Hey It's a Good Life 7 years ago because of a dream. Anybody out there have a dream? Anybody have a dream to homestead? Have a dream? Maybe you have some other kind of dream. You've got this big dream on your heart. Throw out your favorite emojis. You don't have to say what it is. You can say what it is if you want to, but put some emojis that represent this dream in the chat, because around here we dream really big. We believe big. We go for it. I love it. You guys are already commenting library to win. That's exactly what I'm going to say next is, if you want to win tonight's prizes, because I am doing a giveaway on this live tonight, definitely comment library and stick with me until the very end, because I have something really, really special for you. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm so happy to be with you. Again, my name's Natalie. This is Hey It's a Good Life. It's something I started 7 years ago. We've got some really big, very exciting changes coming up that I can't wait to share with you. Excuse me. But tonight is all about composting. So let me know, where are we at with composting, guys? Because here's the thing. If you can compost, you can homestead. Say that with me right now. Just say, I can homestead, or yes, I can. Put it up in the chat so I know that you're with me, so I know that we're tracking, and so I know we're on the same page, because this Homestead Kickoff is about helping you homestead no matter where you live. No matter where you live. Also, if you're commenting library right now, will you let me know that you're receiving my automatic message? I want to make sure that that's firing properly. No idea what the big dream is. That's okay. Yes, I can. Deanna Carroll says, yes, I can. So I can homestead. I love it. Yeah. If you can compost, you can homestead. So you're in the right spot. Congratulations. You made it. And that's really where my story starts. Would it be okay with you if I just shared with you for just a moment my story? Because I'm walking in a really interesting season where the dream that God planted in my heart is coming to fruition. Would that be okay? Could I share that with you? Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Yes to receiving your message. Love it. Love it. No auto message yet. Okay, so yes, some are getting it. No, others aren't. Tiffany, you're not getting it, but simple if you are. Small backyard, learning to homestead. That's the dream. Love it. Let me know if it would be okay if I shared my story with you. And I'm getting thumbs up. Yes, I can homestead. Let me know that you're getting the automation as well. But I love to hear that. Yes, I can homestead. Thumbs up. Love that so much. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I'm seeing those thumbs up. So I'm going to assume it's okay. I'm going to keep it really brief. Please do. Please share. Okay, I love it. My story goes like this. I went to school for over a decade to become a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I have no regrets that I did that. But when I got to that point in my life where I was building my private practice, so I went to school for 12 years, got my license, which is 3,000 hours of basically indentured servitude. Then I took my test, which takes about 6 months to study for and pass. And then it was time to build my private practice. The percentage of people who actually make it that far is about 3%. So I was in the top 3%. I graduated top of my class. So really I'm like the 1%er. That's just how I am in life. I'm like always just, charge the mountain, want to be the best. And so here I am. I'm like the 1% that gets this far, only to realize that I needed to have my hands in the dirt. You see, about 5 years before that moment, I had met this couple who ran a regenerative retreat center. A retreat for troubled youth and rescued horses. And the minute that they told me that that's what they did, it planted this seed in me. It was like a lightning bolt. Like, I don't have to do counseling in an office. And I just knew like one day I was going to have a farm. Okay. So I'm about 22 at the time, about 21. And at that time, my dad is super, super sick with cancer. like we know that it's fatal. We know that there's no way out of this thing. And so I'm a mess. I'm at my friend's little girl's birthday party, and I met this couple, and it just felt like this God wink of like, you're going to do something one day. Hang in there, kid. And I'm watching my dad pass away from cancer, essentially, basically 6 months left to live, and watching my friends start a regenerative farm. This is a separate couple, okay? If you've ever heard of Primal Pastures or Pasture Bird, I actually used to play volleyball with Paul and Lindsay, some of the founders of those companies. So I used to play volleyball with them in Laguna Beach, just random, like pick a volleyball. And he would hobble off the court and we'd be like, are you okay? And he's like, oh, it's just my arthritis. Well, long story short, he healed his body with food, which is a part of where Hey, It's a Good Life is going. So if you're into that, comment 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I have it set up, but if you want to be a part of this new thing that I'm doing, 1, 2, 3, making food as easy as 1, 2, 3, healing yourself as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm doing something new and I'm really excited about it. I don't know if the automation is set up for lives, but do stick around, comment on any of my posts. It's really, really special because we're having a full circle moment. So I'm 22 years old. I'm watching my friends start this regenerative farm in Southern California, which was completely unique at the time. And I'm watching my dad pass away from cancer, and they're starting their farm and they're busting every single myth and marketing tactic that big pharma and all the biggins have paid billions of dollars to market to us. And all of the greenwashing, they're just busting it. They're like, this is what organic really means. This is what free range really means. And I'm like watching my dad, who was like the epitome of health, pass away from cancer going, oh my God, like we didn't know any of this. Like we were trying to do all the right things, and even all the right things weren't the right things. And so I know a lot of people have gone through this. And so if you're going through that or you've experienced this, I just want to say I'm so sorry because it's so just soul crushing, honestly. And so when I was learning this information and holding my dad's hand as he's passing away, I'm like, I know I'm going to do something in regenerative agriculture one day. And so I just always held that really close to my heart. So fast forward, my dad passes away 8 days before my 22nd birthday. And I'm on a fun accountability pact with my friend Olivia. Olivia, if you're watching tonight, I'm so glad we made that pact. And so even though we were both going through a really hard time, we would go to this place called the Ranch Saloon in Anaheim, and that is where I met my husband. So it was so weird, right? Like my dad's passing away, but it's like with cancer, like it's just this long drawn out process. And so it's like, how do you live your life, but you're also grieving? It's really strange. And so here I am in the middle of this deep heartache, and I meet this amazing man, and I just had to tell him, like, I'm not dating right now, actually. I'm not dating right now. Sorry. So he ends up saying, no problem. And he like chases after me after we're like leaving the bar, and he's like, can I get your number? And we met every Thursday night for that 90 days that I wasn't dating after my dad. And then the minute that my like no dating vow was up, we went on that first date. I came home and I was like, I think I just went on my last first date. Like, I think I just dated my husband. And long story short, we got married. Here we are. And when I say here we are no longer in California because we got married. I started that job that I was telling you guys about earlier. And I realized I was miserable. He was miserable. And we're like, oh my gosh, we did all the right things. Why are we so miserable? God was calling us to more. God was planting the desire for more. And if you don't understand what I mean, I want you to think about it like this. When you have a child and you see them desiring to walk or desiring to crawl, there's a desire, a healthy desire in them that helps them take action to where they want to go. And that's really what I want to talk with you about tonight. We're going to get into composting and all of that stuff, but what I really hope that you take away from tonight is not just composting skills. We're going to talk about that, but what I hope that you take away from tonight is that when God puts a dream in your heart, He's putting it there with a very good purpose, and He's waiting for you to say, I'm willing to crawl, I'm willing to walk, I'm willing to run in the direction that you're calling me because I have this seed and I feel it and I'm going to do something about it. And that's simply what I did 7 years ago. I said, oh my gosh, I'm just dreaming of this farm. I can't stop dreaming of this farm. So I guess I'm just going to start a garden on my apartment patio. My neighbors thought I was absolutely insane. Our upstairs neighbor was like, how dare you be sawing all weekend? And by the way, there's a much better way. In fact, if you need a better way to garden, just go ahead and comment Greenstock right now, and I will send you a link and a coupon code to get a much better way to garden. I did not need to build those beds from scratch, y'all. I could have made so much more use of my space if I had just done a vertical garden, which is what the Greenstock Garden Tower is. But nonetheless, I sawed, I built the beds. I wanted this experience, right? And so I had the experience. My neighbors thought I was crazy. And I spent all of our newlywed money like building this garden, which was so idiotic, but I did it because I was like, I'm going to do this. I have a dream. God's calling me. We're going to get the farm. This is my first step. I'm documenting the apartment to farm journey. I was just so into it. Give me like some emojis if you're with me. Like, let me know. You're like, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here. I want to homestead. Yes, I can homestead. Let me know with me. I see those hearts. That helps a lot. Thank you so much. It's GREENSTALK. So like green and then like Jack and the Bean stalk. So green stalk. I believe that is how you have to spell it to get the coupon code. So I love it. Emojis, or you're letting me know you're with me. Awesome. So I built that garden and I paid premium for the soil and I paid premium for the plant starts. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I left the soil completely uncovered. And what do you think happened? I killed that garden, okay? Some of you guys know this story. Some of you don't. You want to always make sure you cover your soil, okay? Let me just tell you right now, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second, but you always want to make sure you cover your soil because you're locking in the microbes, and that is the most important part of compost. Now, let me know where you're at with compost. I want you to put a number in the chat of 1 to 10, 1 or 0 to 10. 0, I know nothing about compost. I'm here to learn. 10, I'm an expert. I just love this stuff. I'm here to hang out. 5, I'm medium salsa, okay? All right, so I killed my garden publicly on YouTube for all 47 YouTube subscribers at the time to see, and I was absolutely mortified. I was like, well, crud, I got to do something about that now. And so I accidentally stumbled upon online business. I realized that I had a problem. I had to figure out the solution. I was just going to tell that story online. And that was the beginning of my online business. I didn't even know I was starting. I thought I was going to be a vlogger and YouTube was going to pay my bills and all this stuff. And I realized that I didn't like making YouTube content in that way. And so I kind of went the SEO route where it's like you optimize your videos for SEO and like hope that people find you for a certain thing. Ultimately ended up becoming Worm Girl. Okay, 3, 4, 6, maybe 5. Okay, perfect. So you're like dipping your toe in the water of compost, but you need some more help. I am so excited to talk more with you about that tonight. I love it. Library, yeah, just a friendly reminder. I have something really special for those of you who stick with me to the end tonight. Library is your access pass to get that thing. So go ahead and comment library. I'm going to send you our schedule for the week because we have such an incredible lineup. I'm going to send you a link to get basically the upgrade to this experience. So if you're like, I want to walk away with resources, we have something for you where over 70 creators came together, including my I'm a Worm Farmer ebook, which is what I'm about to tell you about right now. So I accidentally started this online business. Let me tell you, okay, I had so many people asking me for help with this. I was like, okay, so I made this video. It's on YouTube. You can go find it. It's called I'm a Worm Farmer, and I'm hugging the very worm farm that's right here next to me. I'm hugging this going, I'm a worm farmer. Like, all I wanted to be so badly was a farmer. It just was like, I want to be a farmer so bad. I'm determined to call myself that. And by the way, this is a pro tip. When you want something in your life, speak blessing over yourself, okay? You might not be a farmer yet, but you might as well call yourself one. Find something to farm and call yourself a farmer. You want to be a farmer? Find something to farm, put it on your windowsill and call yourself a farmer, okay? Tonight, start your compost and call yourself a homesteader. Start your compost and call yourself a worm farmer. I don't care. But do something that you're going to speak blessing over yourself, because if there's one thing that I did right with starting Hate's a Good Life, knowing absolutely nothing about social media or online business, okay, I had been on a social media hiatus for a decade. While I was getting that degree that I told you about, I was on social media hiatus. I was like, social media, whatever. Yes, exactly what I think about all the time, Amber. Thank you. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. And if you're like, it will never happen for me, that homestead dream is too far off, it won't ever happen. Well, congratulations. You've just partnered with that. You've spoken that curse over your life. And what do you think is going to happen? Now, by the way, the psychologist in me has to tell you that you're also priming your brain to take action with that. So we have this thing called the reticular activating system. I talk about this with like my consulting clients a lot. I have a whole other business where I like help people create their online offers and do all of that stuff. And so what I always find myself talking about with business people is their limiting beliefs and how that's actually preventing them to take the next level in their business. And so I'll sit with clients and talk about full circle. So I still use my psychology degree in that business, but I tell them, how can you partner with your reticular activating system by speaking blessing over your life? And like, God doesn't say this in the Bible, right? But like, this is how we're wired. So it's like, God says, speak life over yourself. Power of death and life are in the tongue. What do you think he's talking about? Well, he made this thing in our brain where if we say something, which is partnering with how God made us, because God speaks life into existence, right? So we're partnering with how we're created as powerful co-creators with God. Speak life over yourself. The best thing I ever did was I called my brand, I'm going to get teary-eyed, Hey, It's a Good Life. Even though I was waking up every single day, making myself a coffee, depleting my adrenals, so sad, like literally in the pit of heartache, wondering if we were ever going to make it in our marriage, in our life, in our finances. Like I was in the pit. And something in me said, there's the seed. I'm going to plant this. I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to speak blessing over my life. And so I said, you know what? Even though it really sucks right now, we're going to call this, Hey, It's a Good Life. I'm going to believe in this dream and I'm going to do something about it. Here's the thing. When you do that, okay, when you do that and you're like, okay, God, I'm going to do this thing, it's probably not going to yield you the result that you think it's going to yield you, but you're meant to take the steps to become that person. And I'm actually working on a whole other business and side project right now where I help people become her, okay? You are meant to become somebody. It's not about having the thing, it's about becoming the person. And so what I want you to know tonight is, how can you become that person? How can you become her, become him 2.0, okay? That's what this whole thing's about. You have the desire there for a reason to homestead. How can you be a homesteader in this moment, okay? Did you know I was bringing you to church tonight? Give me some fire emojis because it's fire up in here. Oh my gosh, we are in church. I'm in the pit right now. This is speaking to me. Yes, I know. We need hope. We need hope. And the reason that so many of us are drawn to homesteading, can I tell you what I've noticed about myself, my friends who homestead? We have some wounds, y'all. We have some wounds, and so many of us are seeking homesteading as a way to heal those wounds. We want to be nurtured because a lot of us were not nurtured. And so now we're going, I want to nurture all the baby animals. I want to nurture all the baby plants. I want to nurture something because I need something to nurture me. So many of us need to be nurtured in a very deep way because we just didn't get it. Okay? Our parents, bless them, they did their best, but we just didn't get it. And now so many of us are not only waking up to have chicks in the bedroom, nice. Not only waking up to this dream of homesteading, because God is quite literally sending out a call through the earth right now. I don't know if you've heard about this, but lots of people want to homestead. You know why they want to homestead? Because God is preparing the earth, okay? He's preparing the earth. He's saying, who's willing to be the person who's going to restore the earth? Don't even get me started on theology, okay? But let me just tell you that I really believe that there's a restoration happening and heaven is just not as far as we think it is, okay? So you have a job here. God is sending out a message into the earth. Thousands upon thousands of people have been hearing this over the years. I heard it. Lots of people have heard it. If you've heard it, let me know. I can homestead. I'm here to homestead. I'm ready to homestead. And at the root of it, I'm going to say this with so much love in my heart, there's probably a part of you that needs some really deep nurturing. And there's a part of you that needs some love. And I know that if you're here, that's a big reason why we're doing this, okay? The homestead kickoff is about so much more than homesteading, okay? This is about community. This is about saying, I see you, I'm gonna cheer for you in your homestead dreams, and I'm gonna help you. The beautiful thing that I love about this golden ray of sunshine of the internet is that when somebody starts a garden, there's other gardeners who chime in and go, yes, queen, you started that garden. Like, it is such a special place to be. And that's the vibe here of Homestead Kickoff Week. So give me a heck yes, give me a preach, give me some hearts, give me some emojis if you're with me and you're ready to feel connected with community, okay? That's what this is all about. This is so much more than healing the earth with compost, which is amazing. We're going to talk about that right now, okay? Thank you for 20 minutes of going to church. I'm ready to homestead. I'm ready to homestead. Perfect. Why don't we hop into it tonight? And I'm just going to pray, okay? I'm sorry. I'm not going to say sorry. I'm not sorry. Sorry, I'm not sorry. We're going to say a quick prayer. You can pray with me however you pray. I happen to be a follower and believer of Christ, but if you pray a different way, that's okay. You're welcome here. All right. So I'm just going to pray to get our night started. Lord, thank you so much for everybody who is catching this live. I cannot wait to share with them a special gift that I have for them. stay tuned until the end. I have something so special to share with them tonight. Thank you, God, for blessing this time. God, we just thank you for this Homestead Kickoff Week, and we know that we are people who are seeking hope, we are seeking healing, we are seeking community, and so I just pray that your Holy Spirit would just be all over this kickoff, be all over this live. Lord, what a great entry point to be talking about regenerating the earth with compost. That is so special, and there's so many messages, God. I just pray that you would bring forth those messages that are about the object lessons, as Joel Salatin calls them, the object lessons that you're just always trying to teach us through agriculture. Just such a beautiful place to be. I know there's immense healing happening tonight. I feel you with us. Bless this live, bless the people here, and please restore the hearts of those who are watching with me live and who catch this on the replay. In your mighty name we pray. Amen. All right. Well, I didn't think I was going to pray before doing a composting class, but we went to church. So welcome to Church at It's a Good Life. Again, I'm Natalie. I've been composting for almost a decade now. If you didn't catch my story at the beginning, I started in a 750 square foot apartment. I was absolutely miserable, literally like just so miserable. Decided to speak blessing over my life and say, hey, it's a good life. I'm going to build a garden. I'm going to partner with that dream. And then I killed that garden. And so I learned to compost. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit more tonight. So here's what I want you to know, okay? I got to ask you something. I have some notes here, so I remember to say everything. But first, I have to ask you something. Have you ever had kitchen scraps that you're like, I know I could be composting these? That's how we roll during Homestead Kickoff Week, says Amber. That's right, baby. That's right. Homestead Kickoff Week. This is church at Homestead Kickoff Week, right? Have you ever had that experience? Okay, this was my experience for a long time before I started composting, is I would gather those scraps from dinner, because I've been a from scratch cook for a very long time. I'd gather those scraps, put them in the trash, and then something in me was like, I know something could be happening there, but I don't know what I could be doing. Yes, some of you know every single day. It's the worst feeling, right? Like, you know that you could be composting, but you're like, name some of the things that have stopped you guys. Okay, I've been doing this so long, I already know what you're going to say, but if there's something new here, put it in the chat, okay? A lot of people go, can I really compost in my area? Do I have to heat water or turn it? Will this work for my climate? Can I do this in my space? What if the worms escape? What if the worms die? How do I harvest the compost without the worms dying? Every day I have that feeling. You guys are in the right spot. Dang, you made it to class. Congratulations. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. The smell. Yeah. Is it going to smell? What about flies? What about rodents? Like, what about all of these things? Yeah. Okay. The fruit flies. Okay. So we're going to talk about all of that. And if I don't cover your question, just let me know and we'll make sure we cover it. Okay. So that is definitely something that held me back for a long time. I get it. I was literally you. I was like throwing away the scraps, and I was like, but I don't understand this whole composting thing either. Like, what is compost? I don't get it. And I used to think, right? So I was watching Charles Dowding crying myself to sleep, watching Justin Rhodes crying myself to sleep, watching Joel Salatin crying myself to sleep. Like, I was so miserable over this farm dream, you guys. Oh my gosh, I was literally crying under my purple fuzzy blanket, which I have over here in the basement of our new home in Tennessee. I didn't even tell you the best part earlier during church hour. The best part, you guys, is we made it to Tennessee. We made it to the country. Like, what? We don't live in California anymore. We made it. We are like this close to buying our farm. Within the next year or so, my husband and I envision that we are going to be able to buy the land and be able to start building the house. Can I just get like a full circle clap moment for that? We are so excited. So I forgot to tell you that part. Anyway, we're in the basement now. I've never had a basement before. We ended up spending the night down here because of tornado warnings, which again is a whole other thing. I threw away those compost scraps for a long time and felt guilty too. And I would watch Charles Dowding and go, oh my gosh, he's out there, he's heating, he's watering, he's turning, he's doing all this fancy stuff, and I don't even have the space for that. Like, I literally have a concrete patch off my patio. How is homegirl supposed to make compost like Charles Dowding, okay? So I thought, okay, I need land. How am I ever going to do this? And the truth of the matter is you do not need land, okay? I want to show you just how much space you really need to start composting, okay? Do you see this? It fits in my screen. It's a 10-gallon Rubbermaid tote. And by the way, you will have access to all the links, especially if you get the resource library. It's got my I'm a Worm Farmer ebook in there, and you'll have all the links to all this stuff. If you have about that much space, you can compost. I guarantee you that you can be composting under your sink, and instead of throwing those scraps away, you could be composting. And again, stay to the end because I've got a special little surprise for you. And so, I need land to compost. That's a lie, okay? I want you to throw your favorite emojis in the chat. Put like breaking chains, put like clapping. Like, that's a lie, okay? We do not need land to compost. That's a lie. Who remembers Maury Povich? We determined that was a lie, okay? Luckily, there's no paternity test happening tonight, but I can tell you, we determined that was a lie. You do not need land to compost. All right, I heard some of you guys say this. Can you garden in Cali? What? Yes, of course you can garden in California. It's gross and smelly. Some of you guys said this earlier of like flies. What about rodents? What about, pests essentially? Here's the thing is if you do it the right way, there ain't no smell, okay? If you do it the right way, there is no smell. That is the composting method that I teach, no smell. And the last one, okay? It's complicated. No, girl, it's not complicated. You just watch some really bad YouTube videos on it, okay? When I was first getting started, one of the main reasons I started making videos about composting not only was to solve my audience's problem, which I was also experiencing, which accidentally started my online business, which accidentally led to 10,000 course sales of my signature course, The Gardener's Guide to Worm Farming, okay? That's a whole other thing. That's totally God. We got to give him the glory for that one. We got people in Africa. We got people literally in Alaska with my course, South Africa. Where else? Israel. When I see people pop up in these unique countries, Peru, I'm like, we literally have worm farmers around the world. So do you need land? No. Do you need a special climate? No. Do you need a fancy system? Absolutely not. It's not complicated. It doesn't smell, and you can do it anywhere. And best of all, if you start a worm farm, you can in fact be a homesteader. Praise the Lord. Yes, I love it. So let me introduce to you my super simple compost anywhere method. Worm farming, okay? So a lot of people think that you have to start a compost, heat water, and turn it. Worm farming will crank out compost in about 4 weeks. You never have to heat water or turn it. You just have to do a couple things right. So let's talk about that. The secret number one that I want to share with you is that you don't need land. You literally just need a bin. Put bin in the chat right now if you can get one of these bins, okay? They are maybe $10. Well, these ones are a little bit nicer, but they're maybe $10 at Walmart or Target. Put bin in the chat right now. I love it. Chains are breaking. Yes, this is so much more than Homestead Kickoff Week. This is church. This is soul level stuff. Love it. Bin. You can get a bin. Yeah, Deanna, bin. She can get a bin. Yeah, of course. Oxford House. Manby Thomas. Yes, everybody can get a bin. You can get a bin. You can literally put it under your sink, okay? Secret number 2. It's not gross. It is just biology. Here is the magical thing is when you get the layering right in your compost, you will have no smell. You will have high production compost that you never have to heat, water, or turn. And so what I want to do tonight is I want to walk you through that layering method. Bun. You would say bun. Homegirl over here is like turned into a master baker, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, bin, bun, but you can get a bin and you can absolutely get the layers right. So let me know. I think that you already have the course, but if you've taken the course or you have my ebook, let me know if you're familiar with my layering method. If not, I'm going to walk you through it right now. And I wish I could I can. Wait, this is so great. Okay, I'm going to pull up Canva right now, and you guys are about to be able to take a screenshot, I think, of my layering method. Okay, I see that I can put a picture on the chat. So give me just one moment, and I'm going to download a picture, and you guys are going to be able to screenshot it. I wanted to set this up as an automation, but, I have 2 children, and I've been with them, and they have been very grumpy all day long, so I didn't quite get that set up, but I'm still going to get it to you right now. Okay, so I'm pulling it up here. Brutal. Okay, I can't pull it up. I'm sorry. This is not going to work. Maybe do I have it as a file here? I might have it as a file. Okay, so you guys are saying bin. I'm a complete beginner. I love it. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Remember, comment library. Okay, the kickoff week is only 10 days. The library is forever, and you're going to get my I Am a Worm Farmer ebook inside, and it's got the layers in there, but I'm actually going to give you the layers tonight if I can pull it up. So let me see. The gardeners. Do I have it on my iPad is the question. Let's see. Layering guide. What if I just typed in layering guide? Let's see. Layering. And of course, if you guys have any specific questions, oh, I do. Of course I do. Oh, I love myself right now so much. Okay. If you guys have any, okay. If you have any specific questions right now, let me know. Hopefully we're still together. My app just kind of switched on me. Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay, we're going to talk about these layers, okay? Comment library to win. We're going to announce a winner at the end. I have something super, super special for you, so make sure you're commenting that keyword. And we are about to talk about this right now, the layers, okay? So it's not going to smell if you get the layers right. And so if you want to take a screenshot of this, hey, take a screenshot of it, take it with you, okay? We want to layer this so that you are getting the ultimate microbial setup. The keyword is library. No, it's not layers, it's library. So that's going to enter you to win. And you're going to get a direct message from me to the schedule for the rest of kickoff week, as well as an invite. And you're going to get my I Am a Worm Farmer ebook inside the library. So when you get the library, which is just $50, my ebook normally goes for $37. You're not just going to get my ebook. My ebook is literally less than $1. It's about 50 cents inside the library this week. I can't see the last word. It's okay. I'm going to tell you what that is. Okay, so let's hop in. So what is in this diagram is, excuse me, at the bottom, we're always going to put browns. Say it with me, browns. If you're with me, say browns. That is what the last one is. I don't know why it's cut off, but it's cut off. It's fine. I'm just glad I have this graphic to share with you. The very first layer is always browns. Okay, what are browns? Browns are leaves. They are healthy cuttings. They are, I don't want to say wood chips. Really, I like leaves, shredded paper, no plastic, shredded paper, no film on it whatsoever, shredded paper, no plastic bits from the envelopes, okay? So browns, what are they? Leaves, shredded cardboard, shredded paper, no plastic coating. We want healthy, plastic-free, chemical-free browns. Okay, so that's what browns are. That's always gonna go. And what is that gonna do for you? If it did a freebie, I actually don't know if that works anymore, but if it does, wonderful. What was I going to say? So we're always going to put browns because that's going to be the sponge. Okay. So you need like something porous at the bottom to regulate the moisture. So say it with me right now, carbon. Okay. Carbon. If you ever follow anything Joel Salatin, carbonaceous diaper, that is what is going to actually be your best friend when it comes to creating anything, for your homestead, especially when it comes to soil health. Carbon, okay? So we're getting carbon in there, and that's what's going to regulate the moisture. So you always want to have a lot of browns on hand. And in fact, outside of our basement here, I have 3 bags from my leaf dealer, my new neighbor, Ken. And I was like, hey, are the leaves a problem for you? Because they're actually gold to me. If you don't want them, I do. And he's like, here's the bags. Here you go. Ask your neighbors. Ask your friends. Ask your garden group. Ask your Facebook marketplace. You can get browns, okay? People go, what do I do? There's no leaves. Ask your neighbors. Ask your gardeners. Ask around. Be brave. Be bold, okay? You can find some browns. So the first layer is browns. After that, you want to get a good compost. I'm not talking about the stuff that you're going to get at Lowe's or Home Depot, okay? The stuff that I like is by Fox Farm Ocean Forest Mix. And again, inside the I Am a Worm Farmer ebook, I have links to literally my favorite stuff. Another great one is Malibu's Compost. That's heavy on the cow manure, but it's really, really good stuff. It's the reason we want to use those products is because a more traditional compost so often has seed in it. It's got glyphosate. It's got all this stuff that's actually going to kill the microbial activity. We want to pay a little bit more for the nicer compost because we're building that microbial activity in our bin off of the microbes that we're inoculating the bin with. We're getting the bin going, just like you would with a sourdough starter. You want to get a robust, healthy sourdough starter from a friend, just like you would with mushrooms when you're inoculating a wood log. You want to get a really robust culture to get it going. Same thing with yogurt, okay? Same thing with kefir. Same thing with, you get the idea, kombucha. It goes on and on. We want a nice, healthy, robust microbial system to inoculate the bin with. So this is the next layer. After that, you're going to add a handful of scraps and grit. And everybody goes, what's grit? Worms have gizzards. Gizzards, just like chickens, that's how they grind up the microbial activity. By the way, worms aren't actually eating your food. They are eating your microbial activity as it's breaking down. They have a little chin scooper thing and they're just going like this. They're actually drinking like the runoff, the microbial runoff. That's why it's so important to have healthy microbes because that's what the worms thrive off of. Okay, so then again, once you have that, and this is going to be your trick to not ever having pests, is you're always going to smash it down and cover with browns. So what we've done is we've created a sponge, right? There's browns on the bottom. There's a nice spongy, a substrate, okay? And we're going to put the food on top. We're going to push it down a little bit and cover with browns. So what I always tell people is smash it down, add some browns. Smash it down, add some browns. Can I use worm castings as the compost layer? Excellent. Yes. If you can find them, absolutely do it. Absolutely do it. Yes. Great question. So that's basically it. It goes browns, compost, food and grit, browns, compost, food and grit, browns. Until you've done that about 2 or 3 times in the bin will fill up pretty quickly, and then it's going, okay? The food is breaking down. The fungal strands are developing. As the fungal strands develop, the carbon comes around it, gives it a big hug. Suddenly they're doing this dance. Now the worms are happy. And if you want worm babies, you want the moisture around 75%, which is about the dampness of a wrung out sponge. Less than that is fine. More than that, they might get a little swampy and they might drown. So worms actually have lungs on the outside of their body, and if it's too wet, they will drown. So how deep are the layers? At least 2 inches each. At least 2 inches. Usually I'll do like 3 or 4 each. 3 or 4 of like the browns, maybe 2 of the compost. But just remember 2 to 3. Okay, 2 to 3 in there is perfect. Great question. All right, so there's my layering guide for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Take a screenshot if you need it. Remember, comment library, and you're not just gonna get this layering guide, you're gonna get my complete I Am a Worm Farmer handbook, as well as 70 other resources from 70 other creators. Literally, my book is in there for like 50 cents. It's crazy. So I'm gonna take this down, explain the grit again, please. So grit is anything that is found in your in your dirt. It can be sand. So you could literally like scoop some dirt from your outside and put it in there. And that is going to help grind up the food in the gizzard. Okay. Just like chickens. What type of worms? Great question. So I highly recommend Eisenia fetida. So that is, stop sharing. That is the red wiggler. You can literally get these at your local bait and tackle shop, although they're a little bit expensive for the number that you can get there. So I actually recommend going through a family-owned company like Ozark Worm Farms or Mimi's Worm Farms, or other ways that I've done it is literally just getting on a Facebook garden group and saying, hey, I need some worms. Excuse me. Who wants to do a trade? I'll trade you seeds for worms. You can get worms for free. People love giving away worms. It's like sourdough starter. Once you have a healthy worm bin, you're like, oh my gosh, I have too many. Like, how can I give these to somebody? Which becomes a great business, which I talk about inside the Gardener's Guide to Worm Farming. So stay tuned because I have something special for one lucky winner. All right. So we've gone through a lot tonight. Let me know if you're with me tonight. Just type in compost, type in worm farm. Let me know you're with me. Excuse me, I've got a little bit of a post-nasal drip going out. I want to tell you, going back to that story from earlier, I will never forget. I hope we're all on the same page that this is so much more than composting, right? I will never forget when I realized that composting was not just about composting. Because yes, will it double your output? Yes. The minute I started spraying my garden with worm tea, I doubled the production of my lemon tree. I got so many lemons that I literally would have to send lemons to friends around the US. I had so many lemons, I couldn't process them fast enough. I was like, I'm literally putting them in boxes and I'm sending them to friends who don't have fresh lemons around this time of year. And I literally saved our dying lemon tree and I doubled production around our little suburban farm in San Diego. If any of you remember that, just put a lemon in the chat or let me know. Lemons, compost, yes, I love it. Worm farm, yes, I love it. I realized that very quickly that composting is so much bigger than, I want to show you something too before we go. It's so much bigger. This is so much bigger, okay? I have to be careful what I say on the internet, but I'm just going to say it. Like, I feel like Big Ag does not want us to know about the power of worm farming. And I sometimes wonder, lemons, I love it. Because it will literally double fruit production, but not just that. It will also decrease your pests. So when I started spraying with worm tea, which by the way, I show you how to do in my course. When I started spraying with worm tea, I not only noticed that stuff started doubling in production, it also decreased pests and disease. And suddenly I'm going, wait a second, what's going on here? we all know about, healthy gut, right? Like, gut health is so important because that's how we like fight off diseases, like healthy, diverse gut microbiome. The same thing is true about your garden. Say it with me now. Microbiome, or flora is another way to say it. Flora, okay? Your gut needs a flora. Your garden also needs a flora. Nobody's talking about this and I don't understand. So with worms, I don't get it. Sorry. What does that say? So with worms, flora. Yes. What was I going to say? So we are doing something so much bigger than like growing our best garden. We are doing something so much bigger than decreasing pests, right? We are partnering with something so powerful. The humble earthworm. He asks for no praise. And here I am to be his spokesperson. He asks for no praise. And here he is changing the earth, making worm tea for us to spray in our plants to double production, to decrease disease. It's just wild to me. And so here I am, worm girl. I've become worm girl of the internet, and I won't be her forever because we have some really big, very exciting changes coming soon. But I kind of will be her forever, I guess. How do I say this without giving away too much? We have some really exciting things. Make sure you hit the follow button if you're not following already, okay? Oh, may you speak on worm tea. Yes, I'll totally speak on worm tea. So, my garden is my grounding with God. I love that. Worm tea. I got it. Good. How do you make worm tea? So that's a little bit beyond what I can cover tonight, but I'll tell you very simply. Worm tea is not the juice that comes out of the bin, okay? If there's juice coming out of your bin, it's too juicy. You need to add some carbon. Remember, carbon in the house. Okay, so a lot of people online tell you the wrong thing. It's not worm tea. Worm tea is an aerated microbial brew when you take basically a pound of worm castings, you put them in a cheesecloth, you put it in 5 gallons of chlorine-free water, you add some molasses, you put some air in with an aerator, and I cover all of this in my worm book and in the course. Remember, comment library, that's your ticket to win. It's also going to get you an invite into the library. Kickoff week is only 10 days. The library is forever, and my ebook is in there. So if you want help with literally all of this, I've got the worm tea recipe in that ebook. It's 50 cents. Okay. My ebook is 50 cents. It's crazy. It's 50 cents, but you're going to get so much more than that. And so this is that healthy pressure to go get the homestead resources, because remember, we are homesteaders. Doesn't matter where we are. If you can compost, you are a homesteader, okay? Welcome to the club. I felt like such a weirdo back in the day when I was like, I just want to be a homesteader. Like, let that be my title. And it felt like this club, right? Like, I can't be in there. Like, I don't have land. No, if you can compost, you can be a homesteader, okay? You're a cool kid. So that's basically worm tea. You let it go for about 24 hours, depending on the temperature outside. I usually go 24 hours at about 70 degrees. And then it's ready to go. You need to use it pretty quickly thereafter. It does not stand up. It's not something you can bottle. Okay, it is alive. So you don't want to bottle it up and then keep all of that inside. So again, bring us back to, this is so much more than composting, right? This is changing the face of the earth. This is putting big ag out of business. This is never buying compost again. I've not had to buy compost in years. It was literally thousands of dollars my first year. And I would cry. I would go to the store. They'd tell me I needed some amendment. Do you know that I don't use anything else on my garden? And maybe I should have led with that this whole time and just get you guys so pumped that you never have to buy compost again. I've never used anything else on my garden. Literally worm poo. What do you use on your garden? Worm poo. What do you put in there? How'd you get everything so big and lush? Worm poo. Like literally that's all I use. And it's all you have to use too. So how quickly are you going to see a turnaround from adding castings, from adding worm tea? Pretty much instantly, okay? I have students message me all the time, oh my God, I made the worm tea. Oh my God, I made the worm tea. And I'm noticing a difference right away. Yeah, you will. Just the same way when you find that right skincare product and you're like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? By the way, shout out to one of our sponsors, Tallow. She is an incredible friend of mine, incredible sponsor. You can actually comment Tallow, T-A-L-O. And I believe I'll send you my discount code to get some tallow. So if you need some skincare, as we're on the topic of it. But we have some incredible sponsors this week. So I just want to say a quick shout out to our sponsors. Comment Library, if you're not in kickoff week yet, I will gladly send you all of my information on that, the schedule, the breakdown of events, the whole thing. And you can get my ebook for 50 cents. And you can qualify to win some incredible prizes like from my friend, Emily, who's all about the flora on our skin, okay? So the power of composting is it's not dirt. It is transformation. This is how we reclaim the earth, the way God intended it with the humble earthworm. I always joke. I'm like, I'm a I'm a spokesperson for worms. I guess I am. So remember, if you can compost, you can homestead. If you're ready to build a regenerative, super simple homestead anywhere system, it's time to start a compost. And I promised you I'd show you my other system, so here it is. It's a little bit lower here. But here is a more aesthetic bin. It's called the Herbalive bin. I don't have a link to that. It's in my ebook, which you can get for 50 cents. Just comment library. I'll send you everything you need to know. But how cool is this? Okay, my girls and I started this not that long ago. And look, we've already got compost. Also, we were just checking on it earlier. And I'm going to be so straight up with you. We left it outside and it got below freezing and the worms died. But the most beautiful thing happened. The worms wrapped themselves around the cocoons, and people go, well, what happens if it freezes? What happens if it gets too cold? The worms wrap themselves around their babies to keep the babies warm. And then they die with the babies in their arms. And they leave these beautiful little lemon drop shaped cocoons without, well, like 3 to 4 babies inside each. How crazy is that? Oh yeah, exactly. Let me see if I can find a cocoon, because there were cocoons. Go ahead and drop your questions if you have questions. Also, I want to say, like, you might find other things in your worm bin, and that's okay. Like, currently, I have some springtails in there. That just tells me I need to make some adjustments, and I have an entire adjustments guide in the ebook and in the course. But carbon, I'm just, I can't tell you everything in one live, but I can tell you that if something's off, you probably have to add carbon. Let me find you a little worm baby, because they're just so cute. There it is. They're so cute. Okay, I'm going to show you what a worm cocoon looks like. Are you ready? Can you see that? Oh, sorry, buddies. So let me tell you what happens if they get too hot or too cold. They're like seeds. And these little guys are waiting for the perfect temperature to hatch. How cute is that? It's really hard to see because it is quite small, but that is a worm baby cocoon. Right there. See the little pokey ends? They're like lemony yellow when they're first when they're first created. So here's a fresher one. I'm trying to be so gentle with it. I just dropped them on accident. They're more yellow when they're new. They get kind of orange, and then they get kind of brownish red. So yeah, here's another one. This one looks like it's hatched. It's kind of squished out. Anyway, isn't that so cool? That is just so cool to me. I'm sorry. That is just so stinking cool. So we're doing so much more. So tiny. I know, we are doing so much more than composting. This is about healing the earth. This is about reclaiming what's ours. This is about putting big ag out of business. This is about taking the toxins out of soil. Didn't even talk about that. Did you know that when you add worm compost, unlike any other compost, it will literally metamorphosize around toxins like heavy metals, glyphosate, Roundup, all of that. It will literally metamorphosize that and make it usable. I forget the word for this. There's this beautiful word for it. But makes it basically bioavailable as nutrients. Like, what? The humble earthworm is so incredible. So we've covered tonight that you don't need land, you don't need space, you don't need to wait for the perfect moment, you don't need a whole heck of a lot. What you do need to do is speak blessing over your life, declare that you are a homesteader, start your compost and your homesteading, okay? Can you use pine needles as browns? I don't recommend it just because they have a high scent, and worms are sensitive to scent. So I recommend something more neutral. All right, so you guys have made it to the end. We've got about a couple minutes left here. If you're still with me, go ahead and comment library, and then I'm about to scroll through, and we're going to pick one lucky winner to win my composting course. Are you ready? So if that sounds interesting to you, comment library, and I am going to send you, when you do, I will send you an invite to join us. Not only the schedule for kickoff week, but join us inside of the library. Kickoff week is only 10 days. The library lasts a lifetime. It's over 70 creators. We all came together. We put our resources together. We're like, how do we help people homestead? We make this thing called the library, baby. Gonna bundle up all these offers, put them in one spot. This is your chance to win tonight. I want to help you take that next step and give you everything that you need. And by the way, inside of my course, there are also homeschool materials. There are also kind of some business ideas for you of how can you help your kids, maybe create a little bait business. I have homestead moms message me all the time about like, oh, we started our little bait business. So fun. So I see you commenting library. I love it. I love it. Definitely keep commenting library. I'm going to finish up with some final thoughts for you. You stayed to the end. I have to say thank you. So thank you. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed church. If you missed church, you're going to want to go back and watch this live, baby, because we got so for real up in here. I can't wait to see you at the Homestead Festival. Oh, it's going to be so great. It's going to be so great. I see some final questions coming in here. You know, we didn't do a Q&A, so comment library, comment your questions. We'll finish up here. What do you do when the compost is too wet? Carbon. Add some leaves. Literally, if it's too wet, if they're crawling up the sides, if you see the moisture, if you see the condensation, carbon. That is your best friend. Keep carbon on hand all the time. That is going to offset so many issues. That's the number one issue I see. It's the number one killer of worms is literally that. If you have any other questions, flying high on hope. Yes, I love it. I love it. Coming to Tennessee in June. Excellent. We will see you. A&Z Homestead. My absolute pleasure. Such a pleasure to be with you guys tonight. Again, I'm Natalie. This is Hey, It's a Good Life. We have huge changes on the horizon. I cannot wait to share more with you. So make sure you're following along. This page is about to get an incredible transformation. And we have some really, really fun things coming. Not able to find land in Cali. It wasn't about finding land in California. Simply did not want to live there anymore. Simply did not want to live there anymore. Wanted to live somewhere else for a very long time. Since I was about 15 years old, I knew God was calling me to the South. It's a story for another time. We finally made it so many years later. All right, I'm going to scroll through. I'm excited to have found you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here, Deanna. All right, comment library, one last chance. I'm about to scroll through and pick our winner for tonight. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. God bless you guys as well. May God just so richly bless you all, heal you, give you hope. That's what Homestead Kickoff Week is all about. Hope. Welcome to the South. Thank you so much. People go, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from California, but I teach backyard farming. I'm not going to be one of those people that changes it, okay? Oh my goodness. Yes, my pleasure. My pleasure. Library. Keep them coming. We're going to do this for about one more minute, and then we are going to pick our winner for tonight. If you have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Again, I'm Natalie. I got 2 degrees in psychology and realized that I was absolutely miserable at my desk job. And let this be an encouragement to you that you absolutely can turn your passion into a very profitable business. I have a whole resource on this as well. It's called Passion to Profit. I'll be giving that away many times this week. Also, I'm a crazy chicken lady in waiting. So if that's you, I feel you. I started a whole apron line to like solve this problem. So if you need an apron, comment apron. I think that will send you to our wait list. Anyway, we've got aprons coming soon as well. So many fun things in the works. All right, you guys. Oak leaves work great. 40 plus chickens. Yeah, I always joke. I'm like, I need 37 chickens. All right, I hear some very cranky kids upstairs. So I got to get my booty up there. It was such a pleasure to be with you tonight. I love it when God just takes us to church unexpectedly. I hope you find so much hope in this Homestead Kickoff Week. Make sure you comment library to join us. Woohoo! I love it. I love it. All right, I'm about to scroll through. You can keep copper and basil, 7 backyard chickens. I love it. I love it. All right. We are scrolling. I'm literally just like, I'm just going to close my eyes and we're going to scroll around here. All right, I'm stopping. Oh, I don't see any libraries there. Okay, I think I scrolled too far. Where? Oh, nope, we're talking about something else in that section. I scrolled way too up. Okay, we're going down. Okay, here we go. Where is the first library I see in this section? J Ventures 4. Are you with us? J Ventures 4, you have won access to the composting course. This is an upgrade from the upgrade. Okay, so if you get the upgrade and you get the library, awesome. And then beyond that, your next step is to get the composting course if this really speaks to you. Okay, so J Ventures 4, you are our winner tonight. congratulations. Just shoot me a message. We will get you access to the course. I love giving this course away, you guys. Should we do more course giveaways? Should we do some more course giveaways? Because I'm ready to get this course into more people's hands. And I love that. You guys, we talked about the power of life and death being in your tongue. When you cheer for other people. Yay, Jay Ventures, you're with us. Shoot me a message, okay? hello@heyitsagoodlife.com works great, but also just a message here. We'll make sure we get you hooked up with the course. You guys, when you choose to cheer for other people, you're also welcoming blessing into your life. So I just want to commend those of you who are congratulating Jay Ventures. That is the spirit. That is the spirit. That is the spirit. Yes, yes. When you celebrate, and God says that, right? He says, celebrate when other people are celebrating, mourn when other people are mourning. We're celebrating tonight, baby, because we're giving away a worm course. You know, I think we're going to do one every single day this week. Like, why not? Let's get more worm courses out there. All right, so good to be with you guys. I'm Natalie. Make sure that you comment library to get the full schedule for kickoff week. You'll get an invite from me to join us inside the library. You'll get my ebook for literally 50 cents. So if you're like, where do I get supplies? Where do I get worms? What do I do? Get the ebook. Get the library. It's all in there, okay? And of course, we have the upgrade to the course. And I don't know, man. I just want to get as many. Should I do something like, if you get the library through me, we'll just discount you the course? What if I say, let's do, like, we'll just chop it in half. We'll put your bundle purchase through me towards a worm course. If that sounds interesting to you, let me know, and we can do that as well. We'll chop it in half, and we'll say, hey, you bought the bundle, take the compost course for 50% off. If that sounds good to you, we can do that this week too. Oh, you guys, this has been really life-giving to me. In the last 60 seconds of this live, I have to tell you that something you may not know about me is we lost everything in 2023, our health, our housing, our just everything, jobs. But I knew that God was upgrading us. Okay, we're going to church again. Buckle up. Okay, here we go. Last thing I'll say before we go. That would be a huge blessing. Last thing I'll say before I go tonight is we lost everything in 2023, and we saw the recession on the horizon. My husband and I looked at each other. We said, this is our opportunity to go all in on the online business. We had no idea what we were doing, no backup plan. And one day he came home early, and my little girl walked out and she said, Daddy. And instantly I knew. I walked out. I go, did it happen? He goes, it happened. They closed his division down, and we said, okay. We were renting at the time. Okay. And it dawned on me one day that it would be as simple as the landlord returning for us to lose our housing. And I woke up one day and I said, honey, you need to go apply for jobs in Tennessee right now. Not later, not tomorrow, like right now. I had this urgency in my spirit like I had never had it before. And do you know what was happening in that moment? Our property manager was literally putting the notice into the mailbox to say you have 90 days to move, which was actually very generous. Could have been 30, 90 days to move. And I'll never forget that moment looking at my husband going, oh my God, like, what are we going to do? And I just thought, okay, we're being upgraded. And I remember laying in bed one night going, well, obviously we weren't meant to stay here. The hard part was that I was 6 months postpartum, and we had just gone all in on the business. We went all in when I was 1 month away from giving birth. So just like a huge amount of stress around this entire moment of our life, right? I'm about to give birth. We lose the job. Okay, we've got 90 days, like weird kind of like severance, kind of figure it out time. Okay, then we lose housing. And we had the choice to either just like sell all of our things and live off savings and move somewhere and just pray that like God works out and we get the job, or go live with my mom for like the holidays until we figure out the next step. That move turned into literally, and talk about the power of life and death in the tongue. My mom, when we got there, she goes, it usually takes like a year to find a job. So like, it's fine if it's longer than a month. But we were all like, we hope this is just a month, okay? Because it was me, my husband, our 2 daughters, our 2 cats, our worm babies, my mom and her chihuahua in 1,200 square feet in the center of suburbia. That's where I spent 2024. I questioned everything about what I had built, what we have been doing here. And quite frankly, I posted a lot of old content here across other platforms for about a year because I was so sick. All of that stress took a toll on my body, and I had to address some really deep healing. And it started in my gut. Go figure, right? The microbiome, we've been talking about it all night. And so I had to do some really deep healing spiritually in my heart, in my soul, in my gut. I'm in another season of that, but in a different way now. I'm really excited to share more about that with you soon. But, you know, we see these things and we don't always know how it's going to work out, just like we were talking about earlier. But talk about spirit, life and death in the tongue. My mom said that we moved 365 days to the day. To the day. We moved 365 days to the day from that blessing, curse, whatever you want to call it, that my mom spoke over us. And I can't even tell you, I got tired of emailing my community because I was like, we were on this emotional roller coaster. We would get an offer and then it would go away. We would get an offer and it would go away. And we thought Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. We were like, we knew we really loved Tennessee. We knew we also really loved South Carolina. Alabama did not feel like a fit. And then suddenly it was looking like Alabama. And we're like, oh my God, okay, it's Alabama. I don't like it down there. I'm sorry if you're from Alabama, but you know, God was trying to lead me here. And so of course I'm going to have this aversion to like where I'm not supposed to be. I was having an aversion because the Spirit of the Lord was telling me like, this is not the place. And I was telling my husband, I'm just telling you, like, I'm not feeling it here. Like, I'm going to support you if this is where God sends you, but like, I'm just not feeling it. Something's off. That job, had he taken it, had it worked it out, they just did a mass layoff. Craziness. The Lord was protecting us. The thing that we wanted more than anything was this job in Alabama because we thought it was the best. And then God said, I actually have something better. And he placed us right in the heartland where there's thousands of people who are doing homeschooling, homesteading, home birthing, all of the things that we love. We literally, like, God gave us his very best for the season of our lives of raising littles. So, will this live be saved on my page? Yes. I'm going to hope to Jesus that I can save this live and put it on my page because you never know with the Instagram gods. Do I have my business course on my site as well? It should be listed. You know what? Our site's kind of under construction right now. Shoot me a link if you would like, shoot me a message if you'd like a link to that. It's called Passionate Profit. It will help you create basically what I've been able to do here. So, what was I going to tell you guys? I spent 2024 very sick and very much just posting to keep my business doors open, to keep helping people and keep serving people, even though I like didn't have a lot to give. And why was I telling you that? Because God does the most incredible things. And it's been so cool to share this with you, to have this passion, and really like be an advocate for worms. I never thought I would be that, right? Like I went to school, paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, and here I am, I'm a worm advocate. So like anybody, anytime somebody says like, oh, my thing's not selling online, I'm like, really? Do you talk about it all the time? Are you passionate about it? Do you believe you're getting people transformation? So when I have like my business consultation meetings, I'm like, you cannot tell me that you can't sell online because I've literally sold 10,000 worm courses. Well, we have 10,000 downloads. Anyway, I have to go. It's been so great to be with you. Thank you so much. Passionate Profit is usually listed in my bio, but it's not because of kickoff week. But don't worry, stay connected. God has a sense of humor. I'm about to post this live. Love you all so much. Get some rest tonight, and I will see you in 2 days for vertical gardening, and I will see you the next day for garden to table food. Thanks for hanging out with me. Great to be with you. And shoot me a message if you want Passionate Profit. We will get you hooked up, okay? All right, thanks guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.